Hi everybody, video 2 for today. I'm going to do a review on the PRYM hook and on an OMMI hook, along with the yarn that I'm going to use them on. Normally I do this overhead, but I'm going just to talk about it and show you the hook, talk about where I got it, how much it was, and my opinion, and only my opinion, on how the hook works with the yarn, and I'll give just a general overview of the yarn that I'm working on. So the two hooks I'm going to be doing today are, if I can get it out of here, is a PRYM hook, 3mm, and the other one is an OMMI hook, one of the resin metal tip with kind of a squigglies in the resin. This is a 6mm with a metal hook. Now the first one that I'm going to give you my opinion on is the PRYM. I am currently using this for a pattern test that I'm doing, and I am doing it with PATONS lace with sequins, and this is my test pattern, and I have to say I'm impressed. Crocheting with it is really nice. It's got a pointed head, but not too pointy where it splits the yarn. You get a little bit of squeaking with this PATONS lace with sequins, but not much. And it really does. You can hear the squeaking there. It does a nice job. I'm just going to swing this here so I can get a little closer. If you look at the hook, you can see the head. Let me get in front of my face. Let's see how close I can get this up here. It'll show you. I'm going to have to block my face out, so hold on. There's the head. So it's a relatively pointed head, which is good for getting through the stitches. And it's got a fairly deep throat on it. Very nice handle in your hand. No problem whatsoever. Now the yarn. This, if you look, you can see the sequins sparkling it. PATONS lace. This is color amber, and it is 68% acrylic, 14% polyester, 9% mohair, and 9% wool. So yep, you guessed it. With the mohair, when you go to frog this, it's difficult. It hangs up on itself a lot, but it's very, it's scarfable. I am making a garment, and try and get this. There we go. I don't think once I block it, and I always block with lavender wool wash, usually softens it up. This will be wet block with a slight steam block to it once I'm finished. But it's really, the PRYM hook works well with it. I haven't had any problem with splitting. Like I said, you get a little bit of squeaking here and there, but nothing too bad. And I got this from Amazon.ca, and it was $12. Not bad. The other one. This is the OMMI hook. Now, I have seen some complaints of it splitting or breaking right here where you got the round. I'm just going to move my mic here. Where you've got the round right here and then above here. These two places. For some reason people said theirs is broke. Now whether they had one that was defective or they're putting so much pressure on it, I don't know. I made a bunch of granny squares with this hook, and I used a vintage WINTUK yarn in cinnamon ombre. I think it's, yeah, cinnamon ombre. And if I can find a start for this, I can't find a start for it. There we go. Now this is like Red Heart Super Saver, good for blankets, and this is a 6mm hook. And as far as crocheting with it, I mean, there's no problem. This thing glides through, no squeaking, and it's very comfortable on your hand. It's a longer shaft, they're 7 inches, and it's very comfortable in your hand. Very nice to work with. People have compared this to the furls hooks, and it might be, as far as the aesthetics of it, it's a very lovely hook, you know, pleasing to the eye, pretty, but cost wise, big difference. These part resin with the metal tip will run you anywhere from $14 to $18, just depending on what designs in the resin hook. I've given a few away, some gold glitter, some silver glitter, some silver hooks, some gold hooks, and it's a very nice hook. And a lot of people can't afford to spend the money on the furls, so, and if you live up here in Canada especially, where you have to pay duties and the shipping and the exchange rate, Amazon.ca, this one was 14, I believe, 14 or 15, free delivery, Prime. I'm a Prime, and I get free delivery from Amazon.ca. But yeah, it's a nice hook. It sits in your hand quite well, whether you are a pencil gripper or a knife holder. And some people even crochet like this. I'd call that punch needle, but it's very comfortable to work with. Put this back in its case. Like I said, and what's nice about the OMMI hook is it has free 90-day returns on it. No questions asked. So if you break it within the first 90 days, they'll give you a replacement. Now the yarn. This WINTUK, this is from Ames, which is no longer in business. It was 99 cents. This is 100% acrylic. It's not as rough as like Red Heart Super Saver Red, but it's not as soft as some of the new Red Hearts. Like different colors I've noticed are different, you know, softness. But I've never had an ombre, so this has been really nice working up. I love the way it works up, and it frogs with no problem, with not a lot of memory. I got it hooked here. I'm making granny squares with it. I've made made 4. These are just regular granny squares, so you can see how it works up. It's almost like a cinnamon camouflage. And this goes this way, and then the last one. And you can tell a right side and a wrong side from a granny square. If you look at this one here, there's more stitch definition. Turn it around, you don't have as much stitch definition. So it was really nice yarn to work with. So for those of you that can't afford a furls hook, or like my Nelson Wood hooks, those are very much luxury hooks. The OMMI is a great alternative. I have used the wooden one, I have used the resin, solid resin one, I've used the resin with the metal hook, and they are all very nice to work with, very comfortable, no problems with splitting or anything like that. The PRYM hook, you can get them at Michael's. You can get them online. There's a few places you can get the PRYM hooks. Oh, that's not good. Stretch my stitch out. There's a few places you can get, but you can get these at Michael's. I don't remember the prices at Michael's, but I know it's not much difference than what I paid on Amazon. And the reason I ordered this was because I needed a 3mm hook for my test pattern, because I did my gauge swatch with the 3.25 recommended hook size, and I had to go down a hook size because I didn't have enough stitches in my stitch count for my gauge swatch, so I had to go down hook size. If I would have had too many, I would have had to come up a hook size. Very small hook to work with, and this project is like 4,800 yards. Could be a lot of crocheting, but it's not due to October, so you guys are going to have to wait till October to see it. But that's all I had. I wanted to get this review up today and let you know my opinions, my thoughts. This is not a sponsored video. I bought these with my own money, both yarn and hooks, and check one out. Check it out. I mean, get yourself. You can get you know, the OMMI hooks. Some of them are just the plain wooden ones, which are like the Streamline. Sometimes are only $10 Canadian. Also, there is another hook. I only had one, and I gave it away in a gift away. Was a DIVIT, and they were less than $10, and it was a nice hook also. So there's some alternatives if you wanted to try something different than Clover, or Boyd, or Susan Bates, and looking in market for an ergonomic hook. They both work well and are affordable. So with that, remember, hug, smiles, happiness. Pass it on. Make the world a better place. Give that person an uplift for the day that might need it. Say bye for now from your island, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.